guys, my name is Living Dead 69 and welcome to my GT3 Elite League Round 2 highlights from Donington Park. If you missed Round 1, I'll leave an annotation at the bottom, and also if you missed last season's races from the Pro League, I'll leave annotations to those as well. So coming off a pretty poor result from Round 1 at Hockenheim, I didn't really have the strategy all set up, and I was driving like a plum, to be honest. And I weren't really feeling the track all that much either. It didn't really suit my driving style, and I hadn't really got used to the Aston. So I'm hoping for a lot more here. I do like Donington. I've liked the track ever since I was young, and I was watching like the touring cars there. But as you can see, we got something a little bit different now for the quali lap. Because what I noticed was my fastest lap actually during the race would have put me third on the grid, but my qualifying lap was quite shocking. But we come around turn 1 now, pretty much similar, to be honest, probably about neck and neck. Coming down the Craner curves now, I love this section of track. It's all about a test of who's got the most faith in their car and their setup. Drop it down into third gear, clip the curb, try not to run too wide on it as you'll lose a little bit of traction. As we go through the elevation change now, you want to brake just as the curb ends. Depending on how wide you run through this corner, you may have to drop it down into second. Coming up to the double right-hander now, brake it halfway between both marker boards. Try and clip the curb on the inside so you carry speed and you don't understeer wide. As we come towards the chicane section now, and you can lose a lot of timing, but you can also gain it. If you catch the chicane sweetly, like I think I do on the fastest lap one, oh yeah, nailed it. At this point, probably about 4 attempts ahead, which is what the lap time was actually, so I don't know why I'm saying probably. But yeah, down to the hairpin, a test of the late breakers and who's got a better feel for their car under the slow speeds, because in these GT3 cars it really is easy to lose the rear end. Coming around the last hairpin now, it's a bit deceiving because the last bit of the hairpin like dips away from you, so you can take a little bit more speed into it. But yeah, you'll see that my fastest lap of the race was a 27.0, well, it was actually a 0.14, but I've done a 27.6 in qualifying. Now, if you actually check the results from qualifying, a 27.0 would have put me third behind the, like, supposedly OP SLSs. I'm not going to get involved in that argument. I don't think they're OP. I just think Tam and Atticus have actually found setups and they've actually got that car nailed. So they know exactly what it's going to do. They know exactly what it feels like. But yeah, anyway, enough of that. Into the race. We've now got 16 lights. No, 12 lights. Can't count. And away we go. Great start there. Already past Troy as we're coming up behind Smithical now. Had to take it easy because I think there was about 2 or 3 cars on the inside there. So hanging it around the outside. You see Smithical's gone right. Troy's off. And then yeah, hit the back of Smithfield as I weren't expecting him to still be on the grass that late. So back down to last, but I'm not worried. It's a long race, 37 laps yet, and we get a great run through the last bit of the Craner curves as we're now following Smithical, and I'm lining him up to go down the inside here, and I weren't expecting him to do that, and I've just totally punted him, just literally punted him off the track. So as the rules state, you've got to slow down. Got to wait for the guy to go back past, and I'm not too sure if you'll notice here, because I can't remember if I put the transition in too early, but my steering is fucked. Completely and utterly fucked. Like, watch how much I have to steer, I think it's left to keep it straight. Well, I did come in handy there as I did lose the rear end. But yeah, you'll see it on this bit now. Look how much I'm having to steer left to get the car straight. That's crazy. But it did make for an interesting first half of the race, to be honest. And I was thinking about quitting round about lap 2, lap 3, but I was like, no, I've been waiting for this race too long. It was my fault that I fucked up. If I quit now, it's just an insult to Smithical, because for all I know, he could have been chasing near the top. But so yeah, now when we've caught up to 4 people, I think that's Jordan in front. We got Smithical and Stevie there. Stevie was having a torrid time, apparently. His car just wasn't feeling all that great. And as you can see, he's jumping back and forth, even though his ping's actually not that bad. So yeah, we're coming around the outside now, turn 1. Because we don't exactly know where he is, drop it down into second, try and get a great run out of it. But yeah, overtaking Stevie at this point could be a bit difficult just due to the connection. So we're just following him at the moment, as I don't want another incident like Smithical with a damaged car, so I'm having to concentrate absolute. I was drained by the end of this race. I was so drained. But yeah, as we're now coming up, I can't even remember these corners' names. But Stevie runs well. I think at this point he actually said he was just going to let me through because he didn't want to hold me up. Although I'm the one with the damaged car, but he don't want to hold me up. Right. Work that one out. But yeah, so now we are hunting Smithical and Jordan. So in hindsight, actually, I probably should have pitted earlier than what I did. But hindsight's a wonderful thing, as I keep saying. So yeah, lap 7 now. And Jordan's lost it. How can you lose it in a McLaren, man? I swear that car's one of the most stable ones. But no, just playing Jordan, man. Like, to be fair, those McLarens have got pace. They're just struggling against the SLS at the moment. So yeah, coming towards the chicane now on lap 16. And we make an absolute pig's ear of it. We get a massive amount of understeer. Crash into the barrier. Lost so much time there. And yeah, so Stevie's gone past, and we now got Jordan. Must have had an absolutely shocking race if he's down in last that far behind Stevie, because Stevie was struggling. But yeah, so lap 16, and we're going to come into the pits on this lap because it's after hitting that barrier, it's like, right, I've got to do something. I can't carry on driving like this. And this will show you how bad the pace was with the damage. There is not one time in there that is below 28 seconds. I don't even think there's one below 28.5, to be honest. There's one bang on 28.5. That is how slow it was. That is how hard it was to keep this car going. And that's what I mean. In hindsight, I probably should have gone into the pits a little bit earlier. As you'll see from a little bit later on, my pace after I pitted was just ridiculous. But yeah, lap 28 now, that is how long it took me to catch up with people. Like, it was, But I was determined. I was determined, A, not to finish last because there's 4 cars there. And the pace that I felt on these new tyres, I felt I could have caught him. Which, as he drifts round the outside. It did take a while to get used to the car, like being back with not having to counter steer to keep it going straight. But yeah, the challenge is now on. I was literally sitting there like, yeah, this is a challenge. Like, I've really got to put the laps in now. God knows what happened to Stevie. But we are now chasing Jordan now, who is in a battle with Troy. And as you can see, we've got 7 laps left, and that gap's about 9 seconds. So I'm hoping they're going to have a little bit of a battle and hold each other up. And that's pretty much what they did, because Troy got ahead of Jordan. And with 5 laps left, I got about 5.5 seconds. But Jordan gets a corner cut penalty, so I'm able to close up on him just through the chicane alone. So we got 6 laps including this one, and we are chasing Jordan. So the last 5 laps could be pretty interesting, because if I remember correctly, Jordan didn't pit, so his tyres are fucked. There is no tread on them whatsoever. They must feel horrible to drive around this track. So yeah, I've got the fresher rubber. Got tons of fuel for some reason. I should probably work that out a little bit better. But yeah, start lap 33. We've just done the 28.1, which was look, if you see, fastest lap of 27.014. So yeah, it's just a case of following Jordan nice and calmly now. We've obviously got the advantage, 5 laps to go. So yeah, just try and force him into a mistake. He's running wide. Thought we'd give him a little bit of little bit of a scare. Going down the inside at the end of the crane of curves. We ended up with a little bit of contact there, and because of the Velcro glitch, or the Velcro bug, I thought I'd just hang back a little bit. You can hear me like feathering the throttle. That is how slow Jordan's going. His rear tyres have got no grip. Either that or they've got some grip, but he's got no downforce. So yeah, we dive down the inside. He tries to cut back, but he's just got no grip, to be honest. You'll see him like right in the rear view mirror, but the Aston just pulls away. But me being me, I was like, what? Got 4 or 5 laps to try and catch Troy, and then just went super hot into the chicane. Almost spun it, and then it was just a case of, right, no, get the car back on the track. I know I've got the pace advantage over Jordan. Let's just chase him. Let's just get the 6th place, and we'll move on to round 3 at Road America, which I have to admit I'm looking forward to, because that's going to be one of the first night races. So I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as the first 2 rounds have been. So yeah, really looking forward to that one on Wednesday. So yeah, we caught back up to Jordan on lap 34, almost losing the rear end again. massive understeer, like going through his dirty air. That sounded like derriere, but yeah. Sorry, yawn. Oh god. Sorry. As I was saying, yeah, chasing Jordan. So yeah, no offense to Jordan, but this is more of a case of when, not if, because I don't have to push that hard to keep up with him. His tyres are gone, and fair play to him for trying to go like and not stop him, because he had a horrible start to the race. So in his mind, he was probably just thinking, well, damage limitation really. If I pit, I'm going to finish last. If I try and not stop, I might get something a little bit extra out of it. Well, yeah, as we go on to lap 35 now, just going to follow him through the crane of curves bit, and he's already losing the rear end. And like, so not only have I got to be careful about passing him, but I've also got to be careful that if he forces me to the outside, I've got to be sure that he's not going to lose the rear end and slide into me. So it's a tricky one, this, but we've got a great run at the bottom of the crane of curves, coming towards this right-hander, going for the inside, on the grass a bit, he loses the rear end, and then we end up just T-boning him. But you'll notice I didn't make contact with him when he spun. He lost the rear end, I had nowhere else to go other than like into his side panel. So it's just one of those things. I love the sunsets on these games, love them. I think they're absolutely amazing. Although it does become a bastard to drive certain tracks at certain times. Like you'll notice, I think now as we go around turn 1, the glare just, oh my god, and it was the same from Hockenheim. I was watching one of the Pro League races highlights. I can't even remember who it was, mine's just gone blank. But yeah, the sun at one point of the Hockenheim track, you can't even tell where the braking point is, but we come up towards turn 1, dive down the inside, it's me that loses the rear end this time, even though I've got tons more grip. Jordan tries to come back, but we're going through the crane of curves. I'll make sure I've got the inside line. There ain't no way he's getting past me in that car on those tyres, because they were just completely chewed to shreds. And look, you even notice, I get an absolutely terrible run through the bottom of the crane of curves, and Jordan just can't hang. He just can't hang with it. Like, the tyres are completely and utterly gone. But yeah, coming around the last hairpin now on the last lap. It's not a bad race, to be honest. It could have been better, but I've only got myself to blame, and I can only say sorry is to Smithical. I'm sorry I ruined your race, mate. It was unintentional. I'll try and stay away from you. I'll try and stay away from you at Road America. But yeah, so Atticus won, although due to stewards' inquiries and all that put up by Troy, he got demoted, I think, to second? Or was it third? I can't remember. So I think it was Bullet that won. And yeah, I mean, judging by the way this season's going, it's going to be interesting. Because a lot of people seem to think the SLS is OP. And I mean, yes, in a straight line, because it's an SLS. The car is known for going in a straight line. It is going to be quite handy down straight. But yeah, I don't think it's that OP. I see it more as a challenge. Like, I'm driving whatever car it is. I want to get this car on that pace, because I know from last season I can hang with Atticus in a McLaren, so it's just a case of getting used to this Aston, because the Aston, where it's got the engine at the front and not in the middle, my god, it's so tail happy, it is unbelievable. But yeah, look, you'll notice on the fastest laps as well, I think mine was the 3rd fastest. I was only a 10th off Tam, so that's what I mean. All the cars here can hang with the SLSs, and I would have been 3rd on the grid if I could have posted that time. So yeah, I mean, all this bitching and moaning about, like, oh, it's OP, like, just drop it, guys. Just get on with the racing, let's have fun, and let's just go for the challenge. I mean, I'm not going to give up on it. I will hunt down those SLSs if it kills me. But yeah, check out the consistency, and check out the, like, difference. Like, the lap times before the pit stop, as I said, there's nothing below a 28.5. After the pit stop, they're all roughly 27s. Like, my consistency is just shocker. But yeah, I hope to see you next time, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. Peace.